We're getting the views of South Africans as well, and Full View anchor Mbali Thethani is doing that tonight. Mbali, you're out in Diepkloof, Soweto, getting a sense of expectations from a community that will be a stone's throw away from where the leaders of the world's richest countries will ultimately be meeting this coming weekend. How are they feeling? Are they expectant?
Certainly, Tembegile, we are coming to you live from Diepkloof in Soweto, and it's just 3 kilometers away from the Nasrec Expo Center. And of course, this is where the G20 Leaders Summit is expected to take place on Saturday. And you would know that over the past few days, we had the Social Summit as well as the B20, and that was in the lead up to the Ultimate Summit that will take place this weekend. And of course, we are trying to get a number of views here, and we are now joined by a group of elderly women from Diepkloof, and they wanted to give us their perspective when it comes to this G20 summit, because we often ask ourselves, does the public really know what is taking place in their country, and particularly at a time where we are seeing the G20 summit take place for the first time on African soil. And Mama, I'd just like to start off with you when it comes to the G20 summit. Do you know what is taking place in the country, and how are you feeling about this G20 summit?
I heard about the G20 for a long time, but I didn't know. They didn't explain to us what is that. I don't know. I know that it's a summit, that there's people from the different countries will come and come with us having meetings. But now what I'm worried, our government, they knew about it for a long time, but they should have taught us or even educate us, even our children, so that they can be able to know what they're talking about. Now we don't know. We know this is G20, but we don't know what they're talking about. And also what worried me is that they were doing things, they did things, but now, especially during this time of the dry run, it was on Saturdays. People had to go because that the G20 is not far from our grave sites. That is where people bury people, and then also there's also unveilings which were supposed to take place. People had to be sent back to say that there's a dry run, roads are closed, you'll have to come back at 1 o'clock. I mean, just imagine if I go, nobody told me, we go and bury. Just along the way, they said you just have to go back because the roads are closed. Go back with that with the coffin, go back, and then we will come back after 1. Everything will be open. We are not happy about it as a residents, and we need to be told. We need to be taught so that we can be able to know and be able to help, because we don't even know what is the benefit, what we're benefiting from it. Is it for us, or is it for Africa, or is it for South Africans, or is it for the leaders? We don't know. Thank you so much.
All right, Mama, what are your expectations with the G20 summit? What are you expecting? And when they have this G20 summit on Saturday?
Mina nje ngicela nje ukuthi bayenze into eziright. Kuphelela lapha ngeke ngikhulume kuya furthermore.
Okay. And then Mama, when I expect in
mina ngijabulela ukuthi kufika ama-country amaningi aphuma ngaphandle, and I know ukuthi ama-country eza ngemisebenzi, eza nemali. Le mali izonceda abantwana bethu ngoba bahlezi abasebenzi, abaningi bafundile, bahlezi akunamisebenzi. Manje uma bafika bona bazozama ukwenza ukuthi kube nemisebenzi eminingi for abantwana bethu.
Mama, mawasichazela nje ukuthi wena as i-G20 Leaders Summit takes place, ufuna ukubona ini?
Njengoba i-G20 ifike la eSouth Africa, sicela ukuthi bakhulume isicazululo kuzokwazi ukuthi kutholakale imisebenzi, abantwana bethu basebenze. Abantwana basebenzi, abantwana bayenza lutho, bahlezi nje lokishini, abakhulume izinto ezibonakalayo, bacazulule inkinga ukuthi abantwana bathola umsebenzi. Ngiyagcina lapho.
Mama, wena mawubona le G20 summit ubona yonke le chaos leyenzakala lana umama lo asitshela ngayo, particularly mawubona le Nasrec Expo Center iphambi kwale cemetery, i-Nasrec cemetery, nina as umphakathi nifila njani ukuthi bayan involve kulezi zinto lezi ebakhuluma ngazo as i-government specifically kule G20 summit?
Mina ngifuna bantwana bethu bathole umsebenzi basebenzi bahleli ngeitifiketi abogogo mabangezwe imali abogogo yibo abahluphekile basebenza kakhulu kulabazukulu hey siyafa abazukulu abazukulu yibo abasibulalayo sicela ukuthi imali ngathi ingakhuphuka ifakelwa bogogo ngempela yazi angazi bogogo nini nithini mara thulile nje bogogo sikhulumeni bakini
Ufila kanjani ngale G20 Summit?
Mina ngifisa ukuthi ixazulule into eziningi ngoba kuningi okungekho right la eSouth Africa izosixazululela zonke izinto zilunge imali yabogogo ikhuphuke sihlala nabazukulu.
Mama sicela ukuzwa ngawe ufila kanjani ngale ndaba G20 Summit?
Mina isifiso sami kule G20 ngathi bangabonisana ngomsana ngothando i-economy ngathi ngakhuphuka kancane isithandwa sami zonke izinto zambi kahle especially uma ungena esitoro yothenga ukudla uyaxakeka ukuthi uthathani uyekani yabona indaba zeyimali zikhuphuke babuyise mhlambe makube kuyenzeka amakhampani amakhulu mawabuye abantwana bazokwazi ukuthola imisebenzi bavule kuvuleke yonke indawo uhambe kahle babonisane kahle ngoba inkinga esinazo South Africa ziningi kakhulu ziningi bona naseyibhedlela bona emakliniki konke akuhambi kahle iklinika akunapilisi esibhedlela kunani konke lokho mabahlala phansi bekuhlanganisa bakukhulume kahle babonisane kahle kuyajabulisa khona ukuthi amazwe ngamazwe akhona azokhuluma nathi ke singama NPO bakithi siyacela ngoba sisebenza ngako lokudla okudurayo ukudla lokudura ngiyabonga ma
And Mama, as umphakathi we-Diepkloof, nifuna ukubonani from the G20 Summit?
Thina sifuna ukubona njewe kunoshintsho olukhulu especially when it comes to youth. Youth mayithola imisebenzi. Youth kusho ukuthi ithole imisebenzi, ukhethwe imisebenzi and then utshalwe nemali. Wonke lamazwe la disinvestile. Mabuye back khona kuzocreate imisebenzi. Akukho mnandi nasibona youth ingasebenzi. Yeah.
Mama, now?
Hey, G20 izongena nayo iphume ihambe ifane ne-2010 yangena yaphuma asiboni nix babhizi balungisana nemigwaqo bavala amahlazo abo waye bangavala amahlazo ngaso sonke leso sikhathi bavala izinto nakuza something. What can they do things kungena next right now drop at bolini abantwana babhuqabhuqa inyawo and into engikwathisayo ukube le G20 ranwa young generation they know what they want rana abomkhulu nabogogo at my age angisapholisanga ukuthi ngibele fanele ngabugijimani yini enazi ukuthi ngifunani yini enazi ukuthi ngenza ini thina sazi sesidlulile what thina sasikufuna sakwenza ikhaka ngeke lize lizokwenza into eyenziwa wona the language you speak actually language engikhuluma.
Thank you so much. These are some of the voices we are hearing from the ladies here in Diepkloof, elderly women, talking about various issues, Bongiwe, from the state of the economy to talking about social ills and also the state of young people in South Africa. And these are some of the issues that they want this G20 Leaders Summit to look into and to also address.
Right, Mbali Thethani live for us there in Diepkloof in Soweto, speaking to a number of, in fact, elderly people there who are talking about the G20 summit, giving their views of what do they make, especially around the road closures, given the fact that, as they say, for them, the cemetery is actually quite close to where they live, and also talking about some of the issues around the road closures as well as the fixing of some of the roads in and around the city of Johannesburg.